Good afternoon. Here it's afternoon. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. It is 5 p.m. on Monday afternoon. What is it? February 28th, 2022. So it's the last day of February, which means tomorrow I have to pay for this space in my bookstore. So that's fun. Um, but I wanted to talk today about, is it too bright? I don't think so. About reselling VHS tapes and some tips or ideas about what to look for, what I look for, what has sold for me in the past, and kind of taking that into folding that into your knowledge base as you go out there and look at VHS tapes. So I've been reselling since for almost 7.5 years now. I've been actually reselling VHS tapes for almost that long, about 6 years, 6+ years. I started reselling VHS tapes only on Amazon FBA, and I sold easily over 400 individual tapes. So yes, you can resell VHS tapes on Amazon, not a problem. You just have to find the right ones. I don't come across that many VHS tapes just because I'm not out there looking for them, or I'm not out, hunting constantly. It's more of what I get in for donations or buying opportunities, or mixed in with a Gaylord or any type of bulk buy of media. And when it comes to VHS tapes, a lot of times people, for me, because of my local store here, they'll say, "Oh, do you want, do you take donations? I've got all these DVDs, CDs. Oh, do you take VHS tapes? Does anyone use those?" kind of a thing. And thankfully, I'm able to get my hands on some of them. And some people here locally have been buying them, so I've started adding them to my inventory. And I've also sold many on eBay, sold lots, and also many individual VHS tapes. So I do have experience with it, and there's certain types of tapes that you want to look for, certain genres. Sort of the ones that have done the best for me, number one, have been movies that are kind of rare, that fall into certain categories, like horror movies are very, very, can be very lucrative in the VHS market. There's a lot of horror movies that didn't make it off of VHS, didn't make it on a DVD streaming, so it's only available on a VHS tape, and there were not a ton of them made. And there's also types of movies that, there's horror, there's just kind of strange B movies that have a small cult following and are known, but there were not a ton of them made, and they never transferred over to other media, so they're kind of stuck on VHS tapes. Typically, those kind of tapes will have, I don't have one as an example right now, but it'll be like some kind of weird looking cover art, a name, or the title of the movie will be strange. It'll really stand out from your typical, Saving Private Ryan's and, every Tom Cruise movie and Hanks movie, and the ones that you see all the time, whether it's DVDs or VHS tapes. It'll be really different. Sometimes it'll look cheesy, and unique fonts and colors and photos and images. So look out for that kind of stuff. Also, there's certain kids, as an example, certain kids programming, as an example, would be like Jimboree I've sold for a lot of money. Certain Barney tapes I've sold for a lot of money. So keep your eye out on some kids programming, not all of it, of course. Also, there's certain workout tapes. No, not necessarily Jane Fonda, not necessarily Richard Simmons, but others that I've sold for good money. And you might not even be able to sell like a bunch of Richard Simmons VHS tapes together in a lot for very much money either, because they were so mass produced, as was Jane Fonda. But other ones that are a little more rare, and you get used to it, or you'll kind of figure that out as you go out, scanning and looking for VHS tapes. Also, live events. So it could be documentaries, or it could be a concert, something along those lines, some other live event. Also, certain sporting stuff like wrestling from back in the day can sell for really good money. Random stuff I'm going to show you here, other types of sports like dirt biking or skateboarding or snowboarding or whatever it is. What was the one I sold recently was about wakeboarding. So some of this stuff, there's really only a handful of copies. I mean, could be dozens, could be a couple hundred copies floating around out there. Even if there were only 1,000 made 30 years ago, 25 years ago, 35 years ago, whenever the VHS tape came out, you know, even if there was a couple thousand made, there's chances are slim that you're gonna be able to find one, so the price goes up. So let me share with you some of the ones that I have here and my thinking behind them. These are ones that I'm gonna list, photograph here in the warehouse, and then list online on eBay. So let's check these out. Also, the other thing you wanna consider is sealed items. So any VHS tape that is sealed is worth looking up. Even really well-known titles, they can be worth money. Not all of them, but some of them can. But sealed tapes in general. So this one has a DVD, but it also has, as you can see, VHS tape, and it's sealed. Now this isn't going to go for much money, and it's not selling like hotcakes on eBay. This is one I'll sit on for a while and try to beat out the other sellers on price and also promoting the listing. So I'm just going to list this one for 15 bucks plus shipping, taking offers, but it is sealed. If it wasn't sealed, I wouldn't bother. Not only is it sealed, but it's in great condition. Sometimes you can find, well, any sealed item, but a VHS tape that is sealed and it's all banged up, dented, possibly you can hear, this one you can't, but sometimes you can hear pieces rattling around inside. So that's not a good idea for any sealed item, but for a VHS tape, this is the only one I have here that's sealed. Let's see. So let's do kids first. So I've got, again, these are all for eBay. I've got Disney Winnie the Pooh Happy Pooh Day playtime. Of course, always check to make sure, which I've already done, that the correct tape is in there, because sometimes what will happen is it won't be in there. It'll be a different tape, and you don't want to sell the wrong tape, of course. So here's one that's not going for a bunch of money, but I'm gonna list it for 10 bucks plus shipping, taking offers. This one actually goes for decent money, and it stood out to me. I'd never seen it before. Kind of has funky, bright artwork, which a lot of kids stuff does, but the fonts are kind of cool, and it just looks unique. The Adventures of Dudley the Dragon. I'm going to list this one for $19.99 plus shipping, taking offers on that one. So let's see, this was a donation, the Winnie the Pooh one. This was a local buy with a bunch of other stuff that I made. This one is called the Dream Team. This one is a flyer. I'm just going to try this one. I mean, flyer, like, I don't know if it's going to sell, but it's a movie called The Dream Team. It's a screening cassette. So this is the one that the screener that they would send out to have people watch it. I'm going to just list it for 10 bucks plus shipping, taking offers. We'll see what happens. Actually not a kids movie. And then I have Barney. Barney's almost always good for money. This is a lot I'm going to do of 3 of them. I think one of them is worth, no, maybe some money, but none of these are the big money ones. But if you put them together, they're definitely going to sell. For sure, this will sell probably pretty quickly. Barney is just very popular, even if it's on VHS tape, and there's a lot of them. There's one I sold a while back. I think I made a video about it or had it in a video. Sold for good money. That was a rare one that was only produced a certain amount and that type of thing. So look out for those. The rest of these are sports. So this is a lot of, here, I'll just take the rubber band off. This is a bunch of snowboarding VHS tapes. And if I remember correctly, one of them was worth more than the rest. So I just bunched them together, and I'm going to list them for $21.99 plus shipping, taking offers. So this was a donation. All of these were donations. Again, this kind of stuff, the more non-mainstream sports like wakeboarding, like snowboarding, like skateboarding, like motorcycling, motorbiking, that kind of stuff, not necessarily NFL or NBA or soccer, but this type of stuff is usually going to be worth more money, because myself being a skateboarder when I was a kid, there was a ton of tapes that came out, and a lot of that stuff, you know, is only available on those tapes. You can't find it anywhere else unless you can find it on YouTube somewhere. But But if you want to own your own copy, you're going to have to pay for it. So keep that in mind. These are, right, this was a whole lot as well. This is motorbiking. I believe this one called Organ Donors was the most valuable, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to put all 4 together and list it for $40 plus shipping, taking offers. Very, very niche, very specific, older tapes. I feel pretty confident this will sell. I'll let you guys know if and when it does. This was also a donation. The guy donated a tub of DVDs and VHS tapes to me, one of my regulars. These are all individually going to be listed. This is, what is this? Erect Riders, it's called. To the world of Southern Californian street bike scene. So street biking. I'll list that one for $20 plus shipping, taking offers. This one is Surfing XXL, the official documentary, biggest wave wins. List that one for $15 plus shipping. Donation, 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 all donated from the same guy. This is Nitro. I don't know. Nitromania, the sounds of nitro explosions. So we got Crank It Up. Yeah. So racing. But yeah, definitely not, more niche, not super mainstream. So unfortunately I don't have any that are, you know, any movies. Well, the one screener, but that was it. I don't have any horror movies or anything like that, but always look out for those as well. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. Again, the more you look at any type of item, whether it's VHS tape or books or anything, the more you see hundreds and thousands of them, the more comfortable you get with them, the more you'll be able to just pick out the valuable ones out of a bunch of, let's say, 100 VHS tapes, and then those are the ones you look up. I mean, that's where I've gotten there a long time ago, but you get to the point where you can just look at books, look at CDs, look at DVDs, whatever it is, and you know which ones are worth money and which ones aren't. You just don't know exactly how much they're worth, how much you can sell it for, which is why you got to use, you know, the eBay app or Scoutly or whichever one you're using for Amazon. So yeah, hopefully those things help you out in your search for VHS tapes, because there's a lot of money in them for sure, and it's just good to know different types of media, because you will certainly come across it. Even if you're just focusing on books, you will see VHS tapes. So it's nice just to be able to pick the good ones off the shelf instead of looking through 100 of them. Only look through, you know, 15 or 20 of them or whatever, maybe even less, maybe only 5 or 6. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe if you enjoy hearing this kind of content, which has to do with reselling books and all other types of media, including VHS tapes, and how I resell in my local store, growing my local business, as well as reselling on Amazon and eBay. So subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Take care.